inverted cow personal log, exile day. Well, I guess we're going into month 2 now. I started building a base with the underwater excavation that I had finished, and was off on a scouting mission, and I returned to find this. The base as you see it is basically how it was left. As you can see, I've got to a concrete core, concrete shelf. It's nothing to it, except for this section in the back that's all damaged. Back here was where I had my base factory facilities, storage, protection devices, and that sort of thing. I'm not sure who found me, if it was the Empire, or if it was an outlaw faction, or if it was the clans of the Emerald Moon, or whomever it was. But they annihilated the Bit and Biscuit. It is gone, or its whereabouts are unknown. We're not sure. I was left with basically the cargo in my ship and the cargo in my inventory. I'm not sure if it's going to be safe to stay here or safe to move on. The good thing is I was able to contact some of the other pirates and other mercenaries that I had contact with before, and I've been able to arrange a replacement. It's more of a combat craft than a work craft, and I'm working on trying to get another working freighter up and running again. I need the freighter to work as a service vehicle, if you will. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep running and hiding, or if I'm going to dig in and finish building this base. Finish building a fortification, something that is defendable. We just have to find out how it is that someone was able to attack and annihilate me when I was not around. We got to find out what's going on with that. I suspect it's the Empire, as their bases have been found on this planet. They have several gun tower emplacements, literally scattered everywhere. This little scout craft isn't powerful enough to even consider looking at that thing. But it is basically a structure that is filled with weapons. There's another one off in the mists here. They're all over. Everywhere you go. This planet might end up being too hostile for me to continue to work on. And I may have to consider other alternatives. But whatever the matter is, I can't build anything without even a simple constructor. And the small amount of inventory I have is it's going to be a long ways before I can do anything substantial with it. So we've had a setback, but only a minor one. Pick up log entry. cow out. Personal log continuation, inverted cow. It's been a few days since everything has been basically wiped out and destroyed. Everything I had was taken. I've started to attempt to find a replacement for the freighter. I may have another freighter that I can get my hands on, although it means I'm in contact with the Empire, with friends in the Empire. I'm not entirely sure if it's a good idea or not to do, but I have no choice. The attacks were carried out by members of the Emerald Moon, some of those random pirate factions that have just been plaguing us. As you can see, I've started building a decoy ship here on the ocean to try to dissuade too many of these attacks. We're not doing well. It's coming along slowly. It takes time. I have also acquired a work shuttle. I'm not going to say how, but let's just say years of working in logistics, you learn how to manipulate files. This isn't exactly a nimble craft or a good fighter craft, but it will suffice. The scout fighter I had to be retired because of the attacks. It was taking too much damage and could not be salvaged. So it was basically scrapped and has been repurposed. This shuttle has already, as you can see, taken damage from multiple attacks. These things are fairly consistent, and I have to be always vigilant here. But I'm hoping that this decoy will at least give me a bit of peace. It is only one gun. The drone attacks that were fairly consistent out here, which were also my big problem, have stopped. Although now I do need to secure other sources of equipment. I have been able to at least get back on my feet, so to speak. I have rebuilt the damage that was done to the base itself. It is coming along slowly. I still am missing several windows. I have been able to at least get some of the structure back up and running. Food generation is also important, which is what I'm working towards. I do need to put in some gardens. It's the whole point of this was to actually have garden plots down here. I'm not sure what else I will do with this base. It's larger than what I need, but it will be at least hopefully something I can use for some time to come. It also sounds as if the captain there that tried to have me executed ran into some difficulties with the let's just say that. The judgment doesn't sound like it was passed correctly, and is possibly before the high courts. I'm not there to defend myself, and I'm not there to say anything, but it may actually be something that comes off my records with the Empire, and hopefully, I can return back to service of our glorious Empress. Although I'm not sure, because enemies is not something I need. And right now, enemies is something I have. We'll see what tomorrow brings, what the new dawn has for us. End log journal. Cow out.